lovely faces in this room to show me that you care just as much as I do about the district attorney's race in this circuit. But this is about turnout, y'all. We got to turn people out. How many of y'all have made calls to people who didn't know about this election?
Oh my God.
Yeah, everybody. Nobody knows. All right? So I'm going to start by convincing you as to why you need to believe in me even more and why you need to push people even harder. The other day, Carl and I were riding with my daughter. She's 7. And this has been hard on her. You can imagine. And she asked me this question. Mommy, why is it so important to vote? Mommy, why is it so important to vote? And that question from a 7-year-old took me back a little bit. But I took a deep breath and I said, baby girl, in this country, men and women have spilled their blood on the battlefield for our right to vote. People have fought so that we can go to the polls and vote. And you know what voting does, baby girl? Voting gives you a voice. Voting gives you the ability to say who will stand in power. Voting gives you the ability to say, this is my community and this is who I want in office. Margaret, baby, that is why we vote. And isn't that the truth? That is why we vote. So why vote for me? Well, I'm going to start by telling you the story of a little girl. A little girl that was born to a grandfather whose parents were farmers down in South Georgia. He went on to serve in the military, and with the money he got from the GI Bill, put himself through college and then dental school. I'm the daughter of a man who was a small business owner who took over the family cattle farm, who taught me that if you think you're working hard, you're not working hard enough. I'm the daughter of a public school teacher who for 36 years taught children with special needs, who taught me that you need to have a heart for service. You can change the world, she taught me. Just do it one person at a time. If you can do one thing to change the life of one person for one day, haven't you made the world a better place? They instilled in me a work ethic that has propelled me to this point in my life. So I became a prosecutor because I saw my family endure trauma. My mother's brother was murdered, and the justice system did not treat them kindly. So I thought to myself, what can I do about that? Well, get in there, girl, and do it yourself. So I went to law school and I became a prosecutor. And when I saw a need in this circuit for crimes against children to be prosecuted, I took that up. That man sitting right there at that table sat next to me when we tried a case that was 3 years old for a little girl who did not have a voice, who had been molested by a member of her family, brutally, and no one heard her. But we took up that charge and we gave her a voice. And she took that stand and she faced her accuser. And I looked at that jury and said, don't let him get away with it. I became a fighter. I fight for people that don't have a voice, for people who are marginalized, because I believe in it. Recently, I tried another case where a little girl's biological father molested her for 5 years. 5 years. She remained silent. And when I asked her, well, why? She said, I just thought that was what dads did to their daughters. You know what I said to that jury in that closing argument? I said, there's a story in the Bible. It's David versus Goliath. And this baby girl here, this little girl, she was David. But when she took this witness stand and she faced that evil man that did that to her, she failed him, not with stones, but with the truth.
Yes, yes.
And now, you members of the jury, you fail him for good. Take your stones of truth and justice and fling them upon him and take him down. And they did. See, I do this job because I love it. I do this job because God has called me to do it. Mark, it's a tough job, isn't it?
It is.
We never hear thank you or we appreciate what you do. You never hear about the people that we help, that we give a second chance to sometimes. You never hear those stories, right? You don't hear from your district attorney. That's a good thing most of the time, right? But now, somebody's trying to take my job from me. Somebody is trying to take my job from me with material like this. He wants the power to choose which charges are brought against someone. Yes, that'd be great. Power to direct an accused person to a drug treatment center, mental health facility, or other health programs, which we already do that, y'all. We're already doing it. I've put a lot of effort into doing that. These are the two that bother me. Power to dismiss cases and power to charge police officers. This is his campaign material. This came straight from his campaign. Now let me ask you something. What is the first word in every one of those? This job, you do have power. But you need someone who respects it. Not someone who seeks it. Yes, I know it is a powerful position. I do have power to bring charges. But I respect that. I respect when I ask a jury to convict someone and then I ask a judge for a sentence. But that sentence is just for my victim. But it will also change the life of that defendant's family. I respect that. But this is seeking power for the wrong reasons. Thank you, Tyrone. Now, we learned that we would fight in this election 10 days before Christmas. 10 days before Christmas, I hired a real tough campaign manager. Really the best in the state. He was available. And I snatched him right up. And that's my husband, Broder. Now, I'm a prosecutor. I'm not a politician. And Carl and I have never run a campaign, never really been involved heavily in a campaign. And I looked at him 10 days before Christmas and I said, what are we going to do? And he looked at me, he said, we're going to work and we're going to win. It seemed an impossible task to unite people to come together to vote for me after the November election and after the January 5th election. I looked at Carl and I said, this seems impossible. And he reminded me of something that I have reminded myself and I have prayed every morning. Nothing is impossible because I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And he has strengthened me every day. I may have been forged in the fire of politics, but he has given me a suit of armor. And he has propelled me forward. And now we're here. So I want to finish by telling you everything we've done. We started by making thousands of calls, me and that man right there. We transformed my baby girl's playroom into a call center. And we did, seriously. And us, along with several volunteers, have made over 10,000 personal calls to people. Getting out this vote. I have been to countless small groups, just telling people who I am and why this is important. Thanks to Brant, is he still here? We sent out 60,000 text messages, thanks to the volunteers here and him for coordinating that. We have Spencer here from the state party. Wave your hand for me. Stuart. Wave your hand for me. We've got Stuart and all these volunteers over here. Y'all wave. They're going to help me get out thousands of door hangers. I got this crew over here. Yay! They've been personally vouching for me across the circuit. We have had thousands of people on Facebook, and that's organic, y'all. Facebook isn't letting us advertise anything. Nothing. So all of that is organic. People sharing material. My dad cooked 60 Boston butts for barbecues across the circuit. Thanks. But you know, that has even come under attack. People have said, oh, I hate our tax dollars have been spent for that barbecue. Oh, yeah. I told my daddy that last night. He said, yeah, tax dollars are my dollars. That's what he had to say about that. We have gone around this circuit, my home circuit. I'm from Upson County. Y'all had my neighbor here when I lived in Brooks. He had to leave, but he was here. And now we live in Griffin. Y'all, this is my home, and I'm going to keep fighting to protect it, to keep it safe. Y'all, we got the momentum. Y'all feel it? Y'all feel that momentum? Something we hadn't felt in a while, right?
Exactly.
Well, I got a guy up in Atlanta who's looking at numbers for me with a company called Landmark Communication. And y'all, I'm happy to stand here and tell y'all we won that early vote. We won that early vote. Does that feel good? Does that feel good in here? We won that early vote. So what does that mean? We got to win on Tuesday. So y'all know what I'm about to ask you. When you leave here today, I'm going to need you to pick up that phone and call everybody in it. Call everybody you know and tell them to go vote. Because this is too important for us not to.
That's right.
Turnout is still low, y'all. It's low. So if we don't turn out on Tuesday, you're going to have somebody seeking power for the wrong reasons. Instead of somebody who does this job from the heart. Somebody who loves it. Somebody who does this job because I feel it is important to protect Fayette, Spalding, Pike, and Upson counties. I have a vested interest here to keep every one of you safe. And when y'all meet on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, let's celebrate a victory. There are so many people that I have to thank. Thanks to all my elected officials. Representative Bonner's doing calls for me. I appreciate that. I just want to thank the Fayette Women's Party, all of my Republican parties. Y'all been awesome, amazing. I've got my traveling fan club here with Miss Brittany and the Pages. I appreciate y'all. Tyrone, you've been awesome. Miss Jan, thank you. And where's Samuel Patton? I want you to raise your hand, sir. He did not know me at first, y'all. Every single weekend for the past, 30 weeks?
Yes, ma'am.
He has been out putting up door hangers for me. I appreciate it. Thank you to the people in my offices. They were all gathered outside. They're going to go wave signs. Stuart, thank you. Sorry, Spencer, Stuart. And the state Republican Party, they're going to go put up door hangers for me. And finally, well, not finally, I got one more after that, but I want to thank every single person in this room for showing up today. Okay? For caring. Because y'all are amazing. And I appreciate every one of you. Throughout this journey, it has been hard. It has been challenging. A lot of times I've forgotten to eat. And last night, Carl sat me down and made me eat a cheeseburger in front of him the entire time. We have lost sleep. But we have gained friends. We have gained family. And we have gained a love from people in this circuit that I never even thought I would feel. Finally, I want to thank the man who props me up, the man who encourages me when I'm down, the one who has never failed in believing in me, and the one who, despite his introverted personality, has had to emerge on the campaign trail as first man, I guess. First dude, there you go. He has waved signs. He has talked to people that he didn't know, which is a big thing for him. But most of all, he has loved me through this and encouraged me through this, and I thank him for it. Let's end with this. What are we going to do on Tuesday? Vote! What are we going to do on Tuesday? Vote! What are we going to do on Tuesday? Vote! And what are we going to celebrate on Tuesday night?
All right. Let's hear it for D.A. Broder one more time.